finger or your pinky finger won't do what it's told, well, you're not alone. Now, I've seen this with lots of beginners over the years, and one reason is that we simply don't use this finger very much in everyday life. I mean, it's not like we do this, is it? We don't pick up things like that, do we? So the good news though is that you don't need something complicated. You don't need really complicated exercise to start improving it. So let me show you a simple little blues riff that you can use to help get that little finger on your fretting hand moving. We're going to start with a simple E major chord like this here. Now, this is one of those chords that you learn right at the start of your beginner guitar journey. And now that you know this chord, you're ready to go. And all we're going to do is add the little finger here to the 2nd fret of the B string. And this gives us something called an E6 chord. Don't worry about that name, but it's just an E6. And listen to this. That's the sound of it. And so that's your E6. From E to E6, it's like this. And maybe you've heard that sound before. It's a pretty common sound at the end of many rock and roll tunes. It's at the end of Dizzy Miss Lizzie, it's at the end of Help, and it's at the end of the Ballad of John and Yoko, which is actually one of the first songs, if not the first song I ever learned to play. Now, before we practice this, let me point out something here, something I see a lot. And when beginners put on a chord, whichever finger is not being used often is like kind of around here, it's kind of flying away from the fretboard. So what you want to try to do is when you're putting down a chord, whether it's an E or a C or an A minor, keep your finger as close to the fretboard as possible. Okay, try to keep it hovering over the strings. You're not pressing down. So if you're playing a C like this, keep it close. An A minor, keep it close. If you play G like this, keep it kind of close. And that little habit can make using this little finger especially a little easier. So let's try this E to E6. Now, don't really worry too much about speed. We're just getting used to placing the little finger down and taking it off. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And see, by keeping that finger close to the fretboard, the movement back and forth gets easier and easier. And if it feels awkward at first, it's completely normal, because we're asking that little finger to do something that it probably hasn't done very much before. So just keep that movement small and relaxed. Now let's take this one step further, and we're going to move that little finger from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret of the same string. It's that B string. And what we have now is an E7 chord. And the difference is E6, is E7, notice something here. When I reach for this note, my fretting hand shifts ever so slightly towards me. There's your E, there's E6, and then E7. And it's not something that I consciously think about anymore. It's just become part of the movement over time. And I think the reason it happens is that I have fairly short fingers. These are not really long or anything. So that little adjustment helps me get the little finger as close to the 3rd fret as possible. See, what I'm really focused on is getting a nice clean note. And you'll often hear teachers say to get right behind the fret there. And that's pretty good advice, I've got to say. But the thing is, as I said, my fingers are too small. They can't reach. And you'll notice that there is a lot of daylight between that fret and here. But it rings out perfectly cleanly. It's beautiful. So don't worry about making it look perfect. Don't worry about making it look like the guitar chord diagram. Just worry about making it sound good. So let's try moving between E6 and E7 a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's put all those movements together. So we've got your open E major chord, then we've got the E6, which is where we put that little finger down, and then we've got E7. Those are the three chords that we're using. And then we're going E, E6, E7, E6, and then repeat. That's what we're doing. And just letting that finger move around a very small area. And slowly, playing it slowly, like this. I mean, just notice how little the finger actually moves. You know, and I like that exercise because we're not asking the finger, that little finger or your pinky finger, to fly all over the fretboard. We're just teaching it to make small, controlled movements. But the great thing is we're doing it while making music. A lot of exercises are useful. You've probably heard of spider walks and various other finger exercises, and they're all really useful and they're all really helpful. But one thing I particularly like about this little blues riff is it sounds like music from the very beginning. You know, you're not just moving that little finger around, we're creating a sound, and I think that is what makes practice really, really enjoyable. Yeah, and the more enjoyable something is, the more likely you are to stick with it. If you're getting value out of this, why not hit the like and subscribe button. Now let's try this again. Let's just put a little bit of rhythm behind it and make it sound more musical. Because we're just going to go something like this. That's just downstrokes all the way. That's that very bluesy type of rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now don't worry if it doesn't sound exactly like mine straight away. You know, the goal isn't perfection. The goal is getting that little finger just moving a little more naturally each time you practice, and so that you build up the control and you build up the strength slowly. And you know, this was something I practiced a lot when I was, you know, a few months into my guitar journey. I was listening to a lot of early Kinks songs at the time, things like Cadillac, So Mystifying, and one of my favourites, I'm a Lover, Not a Fighter. And they had that sort of rhythm, a lot faster though. And I loved that sound, and you know, without really thinking about it, I was getting that little finger working at the same time. And if you want to give this finger a little bit more of a workout, try this video here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy strumming.